Welcome to the Vari World Headquarters. We're so grateful that you're joining us on a tour today. Today, we're going to tour just a little over 50,000 square feet of our headquarters, which operates as a living, breathing ideation lab and showroom. Like you, we are exploring and navigating the future of work. We've transformed literally over 5,000 workspaces across the country. And we host tours daily in our showrooms throughout the country, as well as virtual tours and in-person tours here. So we're learning a lot about the future of work. So as you think about it, a lot of team members have been fully remote for a while. Most companies have got some type of hybrid where they're in the office 3 or 4 days a week, and others are starting to come back into the office all the time. And so we're starting to really crack that code as we think about it. Most of the clients that we work with are in the office about 3 or 4 days a week, but they're using their spaces differently. They're starting to think about flexibility and change. And when you're doing that, we're on this journey to learn with you. I know there's been a lot of questions that y'all emailed us in advance. So we're gonna try to thread those in throughout during the stopping points on the tour. Also, we're gonna call out a few vendors that have been able to help us along the way because we work with some amazing partners. And if you do have additional questions, please make sure that they're also put into the chat function as well. But as you're starting to welcome team members back and dreaming of the workspace, the future really boils around 3 things: places to connect, places to collaborate, and places to concentrate. And when we think about connect, the first thing that we do is start to talk to our team members about connecting to our past. So we joined this journey with all of you a little over 10 years ago and created the original Varidesk. And we've been so grateful to now have over 4 million users of our products in 120 different countries. But connect also means the journey that took us from where we are to where we're going. And our journey started back in 2012, and then it started to morph into a global enterprise. And in 2016, we began to transform entire workspaces for our friends like Damon John. And then we had the opportunity to work with Gensler and build some incredible space for Mark Cuban and St. Marshall at the Dallas Mavs. As we listened to our clients and found better ways to serve them, our business began to grow. Our connections to the community grew through our Giving and Serving campaign, donating over $6 million worth of furniture to nonprofit organizations. And in 2018, we believed that the future of work would include more flexible spaces, and we wanted to learn more. So we bought a vacant building, over 400,000 square feet, and worked with Corgan to help transform it into Verispace. We now own 3 Verispace properties with approximately 1 million square feet of real estate that we lease out to other great companies. And while we've leased out over 90% of Verispace to other great organizations, much of which is fully furnished, we've learned a lot from Fortune 20 companies like Verizon and Microsoft, as well as headquarters for the next Fortune 1000 companies like TrailRunner, RumbleOn, Likewise, 2020, Akili, and more. This, combined with our network of showrooms, is allowing us to learn about the future of work with you. The second area, as you're thinking about workspaces, is collaborate. And so here you see one of the many meeting rooms that we're learning with different technologies and services and sizes. And so this one uses Logitech's conferencing technology. Having double screens allows us to see everyone and for the teams to see us and share presentations. And yes, we encourage on cameras for remote team members whenever possible. The third area that we'll touch on throughout the tour is areas to concentrate, because we do recognize that offices and workspaces are important. And so we're beginning to see, as people are navigating the different sizes of workspaces, using our patented QuickFlex walls. Our QuickFlex walls allow us to create flexible offices that are easy to adapt as your company grows and changes. We create the designs with you, and we provide the delivery and installation services. We can build a variety of sizes of private offices and define space without any hard wall construction. Our most popular offices that we design and install are 9 foot by 12 foot and 9 by 9. One of the questions we always get is how are the quick flex walls installed? And so Brittany and Cecil are going to show us how our patented process works. The panels are each 36 inches wide and 7.5 feet tall. This patented product was created using a toolless assembly process. Our panels can be a 2-panel or a single panel. They're made of industrial grade steel, aluminum, and glass. The quick flex walls not only divide space, they have other benefits. For ESG, you can change your space and avoid the cost of demo and the environmental impact of tossing sheetrock into a landfill. You can also change your space as your business needs change, so there's really no fear in messing up. The cost per linear foot is approximately what sheetrock is today, but it's in stock and ready to go at less than $300 a linear foot. And again, they're available in a full panel or a split pane glass. And sometimes you don't need single offices, but you need larger spaces for 2 or 3 team members. So here we have sort of a Jack and Jill setup with Preston and Jenna, who are working as a team on a lot of their projects. So using the walls can be a 2-person assembly or 3-person team meeting huddle rooms. We can create those spaces. And as we transition to our sales floor, we start to get different looks at different products that we're intentionally designing and testing to think about the future of work. So these are what many of you would consider traditional workstations with seated privacy. This is great for teams who require more concentration or heads down space to focus. It has the benefit of visual privacy, but can be set up in teams or pods when needed to collaborate. As we move into our second area, we're now in a row of traditional benching. This includes 60-inch height-adjustable desks. And historically, benching has been at fixed height, but this setup with our electric standing desks, everyone can adjust to the height of their preference. We typically use benching as a solution in high-density areas. I see we've got a question that we get regarding the hot desking versus hoteling, so we're going to stop right here for just a second. So we're actually testing all of those models right now. We have assigned seating, hot desking, and hoteling. So for team members that are in the office, the majority of the time, they have assigned seating. And so for our team members that are typically in periodically, they have reservable spaces known as hoteling. And we do have some spaces that are on a first come, first served, non-reservable, also known as hot desking. In our third area here, we have our benching with return, which many of you call the L shape. This is our most popular setup today. It allows for more personal space to concentrate and connect. It's approximately 7 foot by 5 foot wide. And we use this as a semi-private solution that provides spatial separation and additional workspace surface. We receive a lot of questions about how we handle power in this new building that we built, and we want to touch on it while we're here. So like a lab or a maker space or a shop, we drop everything we can from the ceiling, including power and data. Here we use power drop from the ceiling, and we run data through our power beam rows. You could also use power through the floors or the walls, but the drops give us the most flexibility to change our space over time. For example, we've reconfigured this area 3 times since we moved in last September, and the power drops had allowed us to change the space to new layouts. And this is a brand new area that we've set up. So this is our low top, high top setup. And this high-low setup allows team members to stand up and have a quick meeting, roll up the TV screen when necessary, or if you need to sit down and have a conversation. It's also on casters, so we can actually move the table around and reuse this space as needed. But one of my favorite areas is right over here. So when you're needing a touchdown space for a quick private conversation, a little one-on-one or a semi-private conversation, these high back chairs are a great way to do that. And for introverts like me, it's almost like you're submersed underwater. So I can put on my AirPods and just put on my Headspace app and chillax for just a minute, which is nice. Okay, off to the coffee bar and break area. So we know as team members were coming back, break areas was another key thing to get right. And so companies have been putting really a lot more emphasis on hospitality amenities. So it's great for team members to connect and collaborate over a coffee or tea, but it also doubles as an impromptu meeting space. Sharing meals is another great way to enhance culture and community. While our other two buildings have full restaurants managed by Compass to provide meals for our tenants, this particular building is not large enough to justify a full restaurant. So we have a simple grab-and-go cafe that's open 24/7 with plenty of fresh, healthy choices for food delivery. And for food delivery, we also have a great company that we work with called Foodsby, which allows us to cost-effectively have meals brought in at the same time from different departments who are able to drop in and connect over a meal. But what's also great is by working with all these companies and organizations, we get to meet some new ones. We did a great space for a company called Bevy, and we've been able to bring in their brand new water machines. And so this, whether you're bringing in fresh or sparkling water, adding a little bit of flavor, and they now even have a caffeine button to add to it, and you just grab your water and go. So it was important for us as we're thinking about getting this building right. We wanted to build the building of the future to address both mental and the physical well-being of our team members and our tenants. We were so excited to get Fitwell certification, and we just won the 2023 Best in Building Health Award for Fitwell. Fitwell is the industry standard for creating healthy and green workplaces. And as part of Fitwell, we have a full gym with yoga classes. We have access to natural light, patios, outdoor space, and the 26 miles of trails here in Capel. And we love bringing the outdoors inside. So we have tons of plants and greenery throughout the space, also known as biophilia. Thanks to Natura for their green thumb, who actually manages all of the plants at our 3 different properties. As we enter our customer experience department, we have a lounge space with a variety of soft seating. It's a perfect space to connect and collaborate. A trend we learned about years ago and see even more today is residential design, which combines the comforts of home with commercial grade design and quality. And this is our customer experience team. They get over 10,000 calls and emails a month, serving our clients, both our B2B and our B2C. Again, using all height adjustable desks in a fully flexible environment with power drops from the ceiling. A lot of you have asked questions about how do we handle sound in the open environment. So I do want to touch on it because this would be one of the loudest spots in our building. And so as you're thinking about sound, think of it as A, B, C. How do you absorb the sound? So we can use felt panels or Mohawk carpeting or spraying K13 on the ceiling to absorb it. When you're blocking sound, the B, you can block it with panels, or the quick flex walls are actually people block sound. And cover, we're leveraging the latest technology from our friends at Biamp. And Biamp sound masking technology allows us to play music in our lobby, in our common areas, and this sound management system, or it can play white noise throughout our spaces. So we might use music in our CX and sales department in our entryways, but then in the finance or technology areas, we like white noise machines to keep it a little more quiet. And like many of you, we were trying to figure out the future as people went and started working from home. They realized that they needed the same technology and tools when they worked from home. So people can either use our current products, and we've also created a whole line of work from home solutions for clients, including our height adjustable desks, soft seating. And a lot of companies are putting together programs for their home office, for their remote teams. Some of their employees choose everything. Some of our partners have a curated list to choose from, but everybody realizes that this is a recruiting and retention tool. The key is to make sure that you have the same technology and tools for your employees wherever they're working, at home, at a co-working space, in an office. It's important to get that right. The other thing we recognized in the open plan is that people need spaces to go focus on projects. So we set up different size rooms that are reservable that they can come in. A lot of times you've got a project and they need 1 to 2 hours for heads down work. And so we've got offices and pods tucked in throughout the space. The technology part of that we use is Envoy. So you can just come in and reserve the space, or you can reserve it and it ties in nicely with your Outlook. I see there's some questions on doors, which I'm going to touch on right here. So yes, our quick flex walls have doors. Although our culture, we don't have a lot of doors on the spaces that we operate, but we do have quick flex wall doors that do attach. And when your teams are coming back together, it's all about ideation. So many companies have learned and experienced firsthand that collaboration is more effective when it's done in person. In this space, teams can casually come together and work through ideas. The furniture is completely movable with a mixture of soft seating, work tables, and marker boards. And of course, all of the quick flex walls are writable as well. And this is one of our people. And this is one of our, and now we're in our people area because we recognize that the DNA of your culture and organization is built on your values. And so our people department is the heart and soul of our organization. They're not only in charge of recruiting and retaining talent, but we do great book clubs. So we have these amazing books from Patrick Lencioni, from the Starretts, and it's great for us to get together and read books and share knowledge with each other as we're all on the journey together to elevate people, our culture, recruit amazing talent, and build healthy organizations. We're going to pop in to our very university, one of our training centers here, and our president, Jeff Lamb, is hosting our friends from Prime Source today. And so they're building an amazing, healthy organization as well. So we're just going to cut through here on our live tour. So thanks y'all for joining us today. But in our training rooms, we have our traditional flip top tables, and we also have height adjustable. So if anybody wants to stand up, you just, oh, there they are, standing. All right, so we can do that as well. Now we're going to head into our operations area. And so we've learned as a global supply chain, like many of us, we've been managing the challenges of a global supply chain, and this team manages that for us, tracking our data and our shipments from clients from all over the world. We happen to be an in-stock and quick ship model for our products from our 4 distribution centers in the US and additional distribution centers in Australia, Canada, and the EU. This team also manages our project delivery teams that have installed over 5,000 projects across the country in the last couple of years. We also see that as clients have been in spaces for a while, sometimes they need to change. So this became a huge transformation space for us. So we wanted to get 3 different departments physically closer together, but when we moved in 6 months ago, it wasn't right. And a lot of our clients have told us the same thing. They may be in a space for 3 to 6 months and like, we need to change some things, but using our quick flex walls and our products, we're able to come in and change the spaces with them. So we're able to blend our CSM team with our operations team, and then bring all of our workspace design team as well. About 4 years ago, we started to provide workplace strategy and design services for our clients. And now the team has expanded to 16 members, and we work with our clients using the latest 2D and 3D tools to create custom space plans. We're also working with great A&D firms and general contractors to augment and complement the services that they provide. We've created well over 10,000 designs and are aggregating to learn as much as we can about the future of work with you. And now we're going to go check out one of my favorite spots. It's the Technology Hub. We did a great fun project for Google, and we saw their Genius bar, and we thought it was genius. So the team members could come up and ask a question or patch in remotely. Hey, Henry. Hey, Ravi. And so if you've got a question, you can bring it up and they will take care of you. Also, behind the glass is where all their storage and the product is, and the technology and tools that they need to get their space right and take care of our team members so they're up and running and productive. Also, we have soft seating areas that we'll be able to tuck in throughout the space. So these are great for touchdown areas. And one of the other reservable spaces is right there. So you can drop in when you need to focus on a project for a couple hours and reserve the space. And so that's one of the reservable hoteling pods that you can drop into as well. We also notice that as people are engaging, whether it's soft seating, but you're in an open plan, you may need to make a call to mom. So you can drop into one of our privacy booths, or you want to jump onto a Zoom call. That's another great opportunity to do that in our privacy pods. And these can be moved throughout a space as your needs and your business changes. And now we're going to enter our executive area. This is another great example of creating intentional spaces to connect. This is outside our executive offices where many one-on-one conversations can happen. And with open floor plans, we like to have areas to help divide the space. So spaces like this provide a great opportunity for people to connect. Also, it's a great spot if you're waiting to talk to Jeff or Craig or me. And then over my shoulder here is our boardroom. So we've got team members in there meeting as well. So we have a traditional boardroom. We love the fact that it's on casters, so we can move the tables around just in case we have a different type of meeting that we want to host in the boardroom as well. And then we're going to wrap up here in my office, which really is a culmination of all 3 points. So I've got a nice soft seating area where I can connect, have one-on-one conversations or meeting with many of my colleagues here at Vari, or at my standing desk as well, so I can have some time to really concentrate and work on projects or jump on an MS Teams call. But a lot of my time is over here. It's sort of a collaboration area where I'm able to meet with people and collaborate as well. And I see we've got a couple questions that y'all have sent in, so I want to try to answer those real quick while we wrap up our meeting here. So thank you for doing this. There's been a couple questions on the density of our office space. So what you just walked through is about a 4:0.5 or 5 to 1,000 density, which is pretty similar to the designs and layouts that we do for a lot of our clients. About a 7 to 1 density is what you saw in that sales area, which is a little more dense than a lot of companies do, but about a 5 to 1,000 is what is one of our questions. Can the desk be set to a fixed height? Can the user save the settings? Yes. So we've got all that technology built in so you can predetermine the heights. The key, as the Storezzo would say, is to keep moving. So you want to sit and stand and be able to handle that. The acoustics in the break room, with or without the open ceiling. So think about that ABC principle. So in our break areas, we actually drop down the ceiling, have a great patio. We play music in it. But we want that energy to be fantastic in the space because it's almost like you're in a Starbucks and to get that energy right. So we've got music playing. Sometimes the FIFA game is on as well. Amanda has a question. Are you going to reshare the recording? Yes, we're going to post this out there and cut up some bits. I got to make sure that my mom can log in and see it. So she's going to want to see that as well. Somebody asked about, could we lease in your building? We do. So we lease about 10% of our 1 million square feet of our portfolio back to ourselves. And the rest of it, we do lease out to companies. So we have suites in South Lake or in the Las Colinas Irving area and here. And our smallest one would probably be a 50-member company. So we've got some about that size. So we're sort of in that enterprise level providing. And so that's the sizes. We also have some larger floor plates for organizations. And we'll do everything from 2 to 3 year leases up to 10-year leases plus as we think about organizations that are navigating it, because we're a building owner, and so we're learning, like all of you that are asset owners out there. And Cushman Wakefield, or you can reach out to us. We connect you with our team over at Cushman Wakefield. And somebody asked me if I do wear black every day, and yes, I do. This is Mizzen in Maine, our friends over there, so we love those guys. But we want to thank you for being a part of this journey with us. And as you're navigating the future of work, I think we're all trying to go out there and think about cultures and how do we impact people and grow our businesses. And so we're excited to work on the future of work with you. So if you do want to schedule a tour, we have 17 showrooms across the country if you want to touch and feel the product. We've also got virtual tours that we can host like this, customize. Our A&D partners can drop on with our designers and walk through your space. We can take your CAD files, or you can download them on our website. We can help bring your vision to life. So thank you so much. And we'd love to continue to help you as you navigate the future of work.